Yeah, it very easily could be. I've got the hard line to the router
Oh, to my
here,
Wi-Fi.
so if anyone else has jumped on the wireless, that
I'm
might be
not
part of it.
connected. I'm not even
So we're going to try it now and see if this does a little bit better for us. If so, great, and we'll carry on. If not, well, we'll we'll still carry on, and it'll just be what it'll be.
Thanks for that.
Did you actually totally restart it?
Yeah, I actually totally restarted OBS, so we should have a fresh instance here, ready to go. Hopefully, better. Better. Excellent. Yay.
Sorry.
It was our fault. Sorry.
He said carry on my
Okay.
son. And then
So.
I just happened.
Damn
No,
it, now
you
it's in my
started
head.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna turn down the ambience here in the room, because it should be just ambience and not overwhelming. And we'll turn you guys up here.
He says
Yep.
just turn the volume back up.
Okay. All right. So that should be better. Yeah.
Samo!
Awesome.
Can you hear us?
Woohoo! So
Get it out.
anyway.
You're so much better now.
So here we are. We are carrying on with our weekly D&D sessions. This is the Glassbreakers Guild. We do have all of these posted onto our YouTube channel, and one of these days the YouTube chat command will actually work. Actually, if one of you guys want to try that now, maybe, and see if that works. Scritch is going to attempt. I haven't turned anyone into an email yet. We also have a Discord that we're putting together.
No. Oh, yeah. Wait.
Yeah, try YT. Obviously, doing them quickly was not the answer, so we'll have to.
You might even have somebody try them not from the app. A lot of times that sort of stuff doesn't work from an app.
I've tried it. I've actually tried it here on the browser, and it didn't work for me either. So, gonna have to do some troubleshooting on those commands. We'll work on that this week and get those up for you so that you guys can have them, and have linkies to all of the places where we put the things.
I love how whenever something like that comes up, I just nod my head like I know what they're talking about. I concur.
Well, it should be. It should be. So we'll double check all of that and be ready for you guys. Hopefully next week. But we do have a YouTube where you can find all of the back episodes of the Glassbreakers Guild, along with some extras. I've still got some extras that I have to get posted. We do have a Discord going now. It's our happy little dungeon, and it's where we do all kinds of fun stuff in addition to the game things that we're doing here. We've got some additional really fun content that we're looking to put up on the channel for you guys. So keep watch out for that. Keep watch for announcements as far as all of that goes. Anybody else have any announcements here around the table before we move forward? No? All right.
He's watching, but happy birthday, Dad.
Oh yes, today is a very important day because not only is it Lord Scritch's dad's birthday, that would be my father-in-law, it is also my mother's birthday, and I know she's not watching, but I'm still going to give her a big shout out and a big happy birthday to Mamacita and Papa-san. They are both very important people without whom neither of us would be here.
Exactly.
So, happy birthday to the two of them, and if you ever see this in the future, I'm so sorry. Alrighty, so obviously the two of you missed some stuff last week. We won't call on you this week. The rest of you, however, were. So the polyhedral random number generator. Would you care to give us our recap?
So we were at Orlanga. That's the town we were in. So we were in Orlanga, and we tried to get to the Oracle on the top of her pyramid. It was not easy.
It's a heroic experience.
trials and tribulations to get to the top,
We found a guy though.
and
We found a guy.
swallowing snakes, we got to the top of the pyramid
Take that as you will.
and met with the Oracle. It's a Guardian Naga? Yeah.
Guardian Naga.
Yeah, a Guardian Naga.
The green one in the monster manual.
And the Guardian Naga told us that the city of Omu is on our map in between the Valley of Lost Honor
If
and
you
the
want
Peaks
to,
of Flame.
Here in this area. And we're over where the owl is, right here. Our canoes are right there. So
He'll
You
be
might not
dead
even make
before
it to
he
the canoes.
reaches to the canoes. At the rate we're going, it's gonna,
Yeah. It's been like one.
And
so
we-
somewhere in this area is where the city of Omu lies.
We picked up 2 new companions, Artist Simber and his friend Dragon Bait.
don't
yeah,
don't
we
ask.
Yep.
Don't ask. It was
Yep.
a weird experience.
This is, okay.
Yup,
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got
the
a-
very same.
And he's got a creature with him that communicates with instinct.
It communicates by smell.
It's a weird
Yes.
experience.
I'm
Yep.
amused by it.
But they're doing something. Oh, they're after the necromancer.
Yeah, there's a warlord who Artist Simber is hunting who is in Omu, and he's helping the Yonti,
He's in command of the
who own Omu apparently now.
So
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun.
yeah,
Fun.
it's
So much
fun.
fun.
So after getting off the pyramid, we spent the rest of the time walking back to the canoes.
It's been 2 days since
Um,
the pyramid, and we've only gone 2 hexes. So
There was a
we're
strange
slow.
encounter with a plant that we won't go into.
It's
It's a minor detail.
It nearly
It's
killed
fine.
me.
It's fine.
It's
He did go
fine.
into it, and that was the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
The flower charms people.
Yeah.
He tiptoed into the tulip.
You're not wrong.
And when last we left off, we were in our tower, and I can't remember who was on watch, but a specter was spotted in
Oh,
the woods
Also,
again.
we found a totem with labyrinth stuff.
Oh yeah, there was a
Oh,
totem
yes.
for Uptau, the god of Chult,
Yes.
and
The old god.
Blue wound up with?
yes.
She now can cast Find the Path once.
And we all got charms from the Oracle.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Animal summoning and mine.
So let's get into that.
And Spliff got a zombie.
Oh yeah, I have a zombie that alerted us to the fact that there's a specter. So yes, I now have a zombie.
Oh, that's right. It rang the
Yes.
bell outside.
Ring the bell.
Don't ask. It was a weird.
Yeah,
time.
it was a weird time. It
named
was a
it
fun
Bob.
time. It
Bob.
was a good time. Good times were had by all.
Maybe it was red.
It was Bob.
Um,
Or it was different.
Your charm is on the end of the chain is a little. Do you know what a Klein bottle is? Okay. It's kind of like an infinity bottle. It wraps back around on itself and into itself, and it's a weird shape
It's
that
a bottle that's in the shape of infinity.
it's the mathematical form of it is a plane that only has one surface.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Don't question. Don't
Yeah,
question.
it's like the infinity. It's like the Mobius strip stretched out into a plane, well, into more of a plane, and makes an enclosed. So on the end of your chain is a little Klein bottle. It looks really pretty, and it's got a flame dancing around inside it, both inside and outside it at the same time, because that's the way Klein bottles work.
Do.
I guess I would probably over the we've got 2 days.
Yeah.
So over the first night I would identify.
Okay.
A magical creation of your own, or something you found.
It's similar to something that
Yes.
it's similar to something, but it's not actually. Yeah. When I found it and I misplaced it because
Water? Yes, a bottle. You drink out of it.
Where did it go?
You tip it back and you drink. How hard is it?
No, it is. How do you drink out of that?
That is a climb bottle.
Yeah.
You break it.
I think that is the
So it works as one of those.
Okay.
Is this what I think it is?
I don't know, is it?
Is it the gem?
What?
Is it one of the gems?
So, and I have a what?
You have a charm of no,
Or
it's
animal con-
something else.
Conjure
Animal
with animals?
synonyms.
No, apparently not posted. He asked if the food was hot.
Especially not sweet.
No.
Apparently very much not. So.
Do you have resistance or immunity?
Resistance.
You have a charm of animal conjuring. This allows you to cast the conjure animals spell, the 3rd level version, as an action. Once you have used it 3 times, the charm vanishes. All of the charms have been given to you as basically chains with something hanging on them. Most of them were medallions. Pyre's was slightly different. Sure. Sure. It can be a turtle medallion. I am perfectly okay with that.
And
What
in the middle
else?
of the night, the specter.
Oh yes, in the middle of the night, the specter. Which means I should probably have the specter up.
Elias, you want to take this one again?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you got this, buddy.
Yeah.
Go take care of it.
Go take care of it.
Don't worry, you got Bob.
Just send Elias out alone. Let him out the door, close it and bar it again. Off go!
We can say
About
Bob.
20 minutes
Bob
later,
said, "Come
Elias, you out there? Hello?
Hello. All right, so the specter is approaching. It's about 30 feet off.
No one's, I don't think any of us are awake.
I think we all woke up.
Yeah, we woke up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all got loaded.
Bob fell.
So I suppose let us have initiatives. Do I have someplace? It's been one of those days for me all day long. So yeah, it has been today all day.
Today has felt like a Monday, except like nothing actually went wrong.
I'll deal with that.
But it felt like a Monday.
It felt like a Monday to but it felt like Tuesday, so I just don't even know.
All right, Braden.
15.
15. Right. 12?
15.
13? 15?
Okay.
16? 11?
Yeah.
And the ranger goes first.
That
Surprise,
advantage.
surprise.
That advantage is a big help, isn't it?
I wasn't even here.
All right, so there is a purple glow that you have seen once before approaching through the woods towards the tower. As it comes into view, it resolves into the shape that, if you had to say, looked an awful lot like a female dwarf with 6 holes in her chest.
The same female dwarf we saw.
Oh.
Yes.
Ah.
Well,
And the specter is glowing purple.
so is the specter
Yes.
Yeah, this is the undead we
Very
fought
much.
last time that Elias shot with his prompt. I don't know if you were here. One of these things came at the
Elias,
tower.
yeah, Elias
One-shotted.
one-shotted one.
He got a crit and just. We're all like, oh no! And he was just like, "Bink."
that assumption. You're inside the tower. You're just looking out. You can see it.
How far away is it?
Oh, there is also an undead outside the door as well. There's a zombie out there. In addition to,
Yes, he's friendly.
Okay.
There's Bob.
How far away is it?
it's 30 feet.
Yes.
Try.
Try.
To be fair, none of us have actually attacked this thing besides Elias before.
No, I wasn't.
You went first.
So it's
Jump.
me.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. So your arrow arcs out and sort of hits it in the center of the chest, and there's this little wisp of ectoplasm that follows your arrow straight through. And the arrow bong into the tree right behind it.
Am I gonna get that later?
The last specter that showed up, was it glowing purple?
Yes.
Yes.
Alrighty. Anything else you would care to do? No. Right. You're up.
I'm assuming that I saw the arrow didn't really do much.
Yeah, you pretty much saw the arrow go right through it. Yep, no clerics. No turn undead, no paladins.
These clerics.
Okay.
If I ever die.
It's just more fun that way.
So Sploof and or Eliash, you guys are
Yes.
tied coming up next. So figure out
How close is it?
30 feet.
Okay.
Okay.
Never seen this done before.
Tasha Sidious Laughter, what? Hmm.
What's the save?
Wisdom save. Okay. Well, this could be interesting. And has to beat a what? Yeah, spell save DC. 12? So 12? Missed it by that much.
It passed or failed?
It failed.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay, so
Maybe not
Yeah.
prone.
save the whole
It floats, doesn't it?
Frustrated and unable to stand up.
it however it is immune to being prone. It is also immune to being charmed. I'm not sure if I would count that as a charm, though.
You're not telling you what to do.
So it is, however, also it's immune to paralyzed and restrained.
So
So
It says, let's see, it says a creature dispersed must succeed on a wisdom save or fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up or to raise it.
it's immune to proneness.
it, yeah,
It negates.
Is it immune to being incapacitated? Or
it does not
if that's a condition?
say that. I don't think that's a condition in the PHB.
Incapacitated.
Someone will look that up for me real quick. Yeah.
So you fall prone, becoming incapacitated.
Yes.
So check the chart that's got the conditions on it. Because I don't think incapacitated is one of those.
Oh, it is. Incapacitated creature can't take action or reaction.
Okay.
It doesn't have to fall down to become incapacitated?
No, being
Charmed,
incapacitated.
exhausted, grappled,
It just
paralyzed,
means that
petrified,
it just
poisoned,
doesn't. It
prone,
just means that it
restrained,
doesn't.
unconscious. Okay.
The way I was reading it, it falls
So
prone
it
to
is.
become.
It does not fall down, but it does become incapacitated and cannot take actions or reactions.
It still can move, correct?
No. Well, yes. It can move. It can use its movement. It just can't take any action.
How terrifying this probably looks.
So,
Oh, you're not. Oh.
congratulations, you've turned the specter into a banshee.
Oh.
As it starts, you hear this
Claire.
god awful. You hear this god awful, like gravelly. This gravelly, but somehow at the same time high-pitched dwarven laughter that just permeates every fiber of your being, and there's no escaping. It comes from everywhere and nowhere all at once.
Wow.
It's like the very air around you is screaming with this hideous laughter.
Congratulations, you made it evolve.
I'm gonna look at you.
What else would you like to do? Anything?
Haven't you done enough?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
So, but did we decide Sploof was going to go
Yeah,
first? So
Sploof's got a
Sploof,
higher dex,
so Sploof, you are up next.
I am going to. It's actually the cast house is hideous laughter, but I'm not going to now. I instead am going to cast.
Something that deals. Okay.
Because I imagine a lot of other things are just gonna go right through it.
Oh, we'll see.
All right.
We'll see how this goes. So, I roll up my sleeves to my shoulders because they're long sleeves and short arms. And I'm rolling a ball of magic in my hands. And it has to make a wisdom save.
Deep. And it made a 13. I think that was, no, I'm sorry, that was my 18. 18 and 13 on these look alike. So that was an 18, so it makes the save.
Well, it's still gonna do it. So it's going to take. Well, theoretically, it's going to take. So that's gonna be 13 damage.
What type of damage?
It's gonna be 7.
Okay. So it takes, so what, how much was it?
Oh, it was 13, so it'd be half of this.
So 7. Okay. Alright. Alright.
Sound with sound, Bard better get shredding. I like you.
Alright.
Alright.
Anything else,
Should I play
Sploof?
my bagpipes?
No. We don't want the rest of the jungle coming at us.
I mean, you can see how it works, but
anything else you wanted to do?
Try to get out of the
Elich.
Alright. First of all, I'm going to bonus action Crimson Right my
Okay.
hand crossbow.
All right. Meyer, you are up next if it gets that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it does. If
Okay.
you
If it survives.
Okay. So it took damage. So let's have the save, and it's 12. You said. Yeah, it's not going to make it with that roll. Okay. $18 will hit. Yeah, 17 still hits.
Nine. But like trading damage.
18 points of damage. Okay. And it will still make it safe. And it still is not going to make the save with that roll. Okay. But it is still alive. So,
Alright.
anything else you'd care to do, sir?
No, I've got it around.
Okay. Meyer?
Alright, stand back. Eldritch Blast!
Wow, it's so as the magic is pulled away. Wow, incredible! I've never seen that before.
Hey, at least you can do it twice.
Shut.
Shots fired.
14 hit.
What's that?
14?
14 will hit, yes.
Okay, and the other one's a 10, so I'm guessing not.
The 10 does not hit.
Okay. 9 points of damage. Force damage.
9 points of force damage. Okay.
And it gets to make a save.
Making it save. Different die. Still not making it save. So we can see how the dice are going tonight. So there are like whole pieces of this specter that are just kind of floating away from the central mass of it.
Making progress. That's it?
All right. So that will actually be its turn.
You can make a save at the end of its turn.
I believe so with Tasha's. I believe with yes. So at the end of its turn, it can't take actions or reactions. However, so it is going to actually float straight up for about 50 feet. So it's now like 30 feet out and 50 feet up.
Yeah, we could just act
And that's the end of its turn. And trying to make it save. No. All right. So now that takes us to Pyre.
Excuse me, I've seen how this ends. Excuse me.
Fireball, and it rolled a 12.
And it rolled a 12. Okay.
Well done.
Roll the dice.
And rolling counting is not my strong suit. 26 points of damage.
Okay. The fireball goes off, and there's this bright flash, and this enormous ball of fire bursts into being. It's so bright in the night that you're all flash blinded for a moment, and as the fireball dissipates and sort of collapses back in on itself, the specter is no longer there.
I'm going back. Excuse me. Excuse me. Move.
This is why you are my favorite
talking while people are sleeping.
You're the only one sleeping.
You don't even have to sleep.
What's your point?
He just doesn't want us to
if
talk.
if I don't hear you, it's in my good favor.
Snap. I'm gonna give you one of these because I just love how Nyx has happiness in him as we've gone through this bullshit of a jungle, you have just gone straight down to being like you don't give a crap anymore.
We're like gnats.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you play a ranger. They just get really cranky all the time.
Yes, they do. Does anything else happen here in that cave?
That's going to depend on
Uh-oh.
fire.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, what's her bucket came back?
So go ahead and make me a nature check. Okay. As you are sort of turning away and pushing past people to get through the crowd, you hear no, you all hear it.
Okay.
Oh. Abandoned tower! I don't know.
What is that?
Why are you asking me?
That was more of a general.
I want to look after
That was more of a general question.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at it as well.
All right.
I think everyone wants to.
Yeah.
Everyone who's looking out, make me a perception check.
Perception of 15, do I see it?
Yes.
Okay, I figured if it's making that noise, it's hard to miss.
18.
18,
22.
22, 15, 16. You're on top of the tower. Take advantage. 11. They're not that hard to see. You can still see them. Don't you still have a 12? Don't you still have another 12? Or have you already used both of them? Oh,
Because I don't know how to back the ones.
okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so no.
It's so big, you just
You're
can't see.
you're looking in the wrong direction. Everyone else, not one, not two, but 3 Tyrannosaurus Rexes have been lured to the tower by the bright flash of light and the roar of the explosion.
I closed
Yes,
the shutter.
There's a zombie out there?
Yes.
Yeah, the zombie's still out there.
Bait.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No. We don't want them anywhere near. We want to bring the zombie
Sloof.
inside.
No, Sloof,
No.
tell the zombie to run. In the opposite direction.
Send Bob to distract them. You can bring Bob back later.
Just tell him to go that way, arms waving.
Oh.
20-foot movement speed.
Run quickly.
Wave arms.
Run quickly.
Wave arms.
And it's the fastest you've seen him move. It's not fast. Okay, so
Bob, keep going for it, man. Keep going.
We are going to find out.
Get T-Rex, like, knock it
Wait,
over.
are these zombie T-Rexes or just regular T-Rexes?
make a nature check.
It is kind of like fancy glass, right?
Yeah.
16.
Also, if it is undead, I would know.
They can't see us if we don't move.
Yes.
They're regular T-Rexes.
Just regular. The
Yeah.
basement is based on movement.
Yeah, so I'm closing and barring all the windows in the door.
Okay.
Floor.
So you guys do hear the You hear the T-Rexes sort of like turn and start to follow Bob, and you hear them roar at each other, and then there's some kind of a scuffle and some chomping and some roaring and some slashing and chomping and bodies colliding. And at one point, one of them actually crashes into the tower and the whole thing shakes. Dust comes down off the rafters.
Oh, I see it now.
Yes, now you see it. Meanwhile, up on top of the tower, now that you see the 3 T-Rexes, you see that there are 2 of them. One of them got thrown into the tower. The other 2 are fighting each other over the still moving remains of Bob. It's like Bob from the waist up, still trying to get away as fast as he can.
Just can't look away.
It's like one of those nature documentaries.
And
I get close to
then then you see the larger of the 2. You're still not really having. You've not been as close to T-Rexes maybe as you should have been to be able to identify if it was a male or a female. But the larger of the 2 sort of swings its head at the other and knocks it over, and then reaches down and grabs Bob by the head, lifts him up, flings him up, and just like a bird, and swallows him.
You lose your connection.
I feel the connection go, and I'm just like,
Bye, Bob.
Error, you could not connect properly.
World Sword. Zombie
I'm gonna come over. I'm sorry.
Oh, by the by, I'm going to back up for just a second because this is definitely for Nix. Because while the rest of the party went up the pyramid in Orolonga, you stayed at the bottom to tend to Sunshine. The morning when they came down, the entire pyramid was surrounded by blue flowers.
You picked them all.
And you picked as many as you could carry.
It's a sad looking flower.
Little sad looking flower.
Anyway.
So that being done, Bob being swallowed down the gullet of a T-Rex. Again, he is re-dead. The victorious T-Rex sort of lumbers off into the jungle, and the other 2 follow a short time later, sort of making sure that they go separate directions and not following after the big one.
disturbing and fascinating. In equal measure.
Yes, it was.
Well, back to bed.
Sploof, we need to keep your numbers around there often.
It was very helpful.
Does this happen often to you?
Oh, artist is artist ever.
Oh, it's Artist Semper.
Welcome
Which happens
to
often.
Chult.
Well, yes, but
You know, I really don't have any frame of reference to tell.
It's a thing.
yes.
So, if I remember right, I rolled a 24 in history.
Uh-huh.
Do I know who's been around in unnatural life?
Probably so,
Do I
yeah.
have any inkling of why?
Not on a
Stubbornness.
history check. No.
Natural stubbornness.
I will not die.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what I rolled. I knew that he was
Yeah.
way
You
old, right?
knew-
Okay.
You knew
No one knows
Also, the
secret
comments
part.
about my grandmother would probably have told you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Smooth and bright Empire were the only ones who knew who he was.
I just
Right.
knew, the rest of us just knew the name, had never heard of the name.
No, I knew him.
No,
You might have seen him around.
Apparently.
I'm gonna pout in the corner and very
it's not
slowly
never mind.
with my little blue flower.
The internet was so crappy.
So you remember last time, what was his name? His
Yeah.
foster child from last time? The dude in Brinchando that we found that Kuhan killed?
That Kuhani killed?
So
That was
this-
one of
that
his
dude,
sons.
This is his father. This is the person Kuhani was always looking for.
I know who Artist Simba is. Yes. I remember that he was a thing.
So
Yeah.
he's
He's
had
here.
many children everywhere.
He's yeah.
He's banged
He's
his
a
way
man.
through Faerun. Anyway.
Trying to get his mind off of his losses. So anyway. So
Like you do.
like you do. And then of course there is his companion who he calls Dragonbait.
So it's like a turtle with a unicorn, basically.
Actually,
I struck a nerve.
looks like that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. My image is what I thought of too. I haven't seen pictures.
So that's Dragonbait.
Okay.
All right. Ooh ha ha.
We sleep in. Does anything else
No one
occur during the
noticed.
night?
Nothing else happens during the course of the remainder of the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, day 27 of the Death Curse.
Day 27 of the Death Curse dawns. With fairly nice for Chult weather.
Quotation, citation.
6 and 17. That's for pirate. Muggy, a little bit of rain falling, but not a lot.
This is DM.
Yes, sir.
So, since we're going to be in the jungle for a while,
Right,
like a long while,
right.
can Elias, in his free time, whenever there's any free time he has, can I start training on being able to load my crossbow without taking the loading action so I can fire it twice? In one action, okay. So basically, I can only fire it once, and then I have to reload. Can I train so I can just not have to do that?
Short of having a feat, I'm gonna have to say no. Sorry.
Okay.
That's the trade-off of having a crossbow, unfortunately.
I was wondering if I could train with this one.
Okay. Yes, Poser. The Death Curse is in effect. The Death Curse means anyone who has died and been resurrected is slowly wasting away. They are losing 1 hit point from their maximum
Raise
pool
your hand if you're dying.
every day. Raise your hand if you're already dead. So, it's a ticking clock, is what it is,
So
Poser.
you want to go fast?
Yes.
Before we begin, how familiar are you all with my character?
Is that an inaccurate description?
You have an option.
In fact, actually, just ready your weapon.
So one of those shows up.
No!
What the hell is this?
It's a fire genie!
It is a fire
It's
genie.
a fire genie.
It's an Afridi.
Can you control it?
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
not much like anything. It is your mother.
Freaking mom?
The plot thickens.
Now, roll your D100.
What? Tell your mom you're dead.
Come on.
Exactly. Just use really nice.
Brayden's gonna have a nervous breakdown.
Why would you give him that? That's a legendary item.
For this reason.
Okay.
We're about to die. That's what's about to happen.
So,
You don't kill him. I'm not gonna lie. Like, hi, mom. Oh.
so your mom pops up.
Oh. That's not how that's supposed to work. Mommy?
Higher? Where are?
Mom!
What's wrong with you?
Well,
I'm stepping away, like I'm like the.
I like to run and hide in the bushes.
Funny story.
Stealth. Unnatural 20.
Yeah, she's not paying you any mind, so yeah.
No, it's perfectly fine.
What's wrong with you?
So, apparently, I died.
I cling to your.
I have a new daughter.
Son.
I'd like to start digging a hole to hide it. And not a real daughter. Rather, this is Sploof. I studied with Sploof.
Huh?
Since died, and there is something of a curse upon the land. And we
Okay.
cannot be revived after a certain point, after death.
Okay.
So we're all slowly dying. Every one of us. We are seeking to end that.
Okay.
Still listening.
So what would you wish of me?
Is that a trick question when your mother says it?
I'm over here losing my freaking mind!
We know, Brayden. Poor
It's
Brayden.
a very difficult question. One that I'm not quite sure how to answer.
Every couple seconds, I'm just backing up further and further.
Quit stepping on my hand. Well, I do understand the question, and yes, we are. I don't either. We are attempting to get Chult, the city of Como. However, I suppose my first question would be rather, would it be within your power to lift this curse from me or us? My mom isn't a freeze. Please watch your tongue.
Sorry.
I'm not sure I like this one.
Backing up more.
Okay. Slowly turning away.
Oh.
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
I'm still staying glued to your leg,
What is Sunshine's armor class?
Oh.
Initiative.
I'm not rolling
Guys,
initiative.
if I legit cry, I'm pregnant, please just. What is it?
Hopefully not enough.
16?
So a 20's going to hit.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
And he's going to take 17 points of fire damage as she just hurls a fireball at him.
That's how I deal with problems too.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move to use some trees as cover.
No.
Yeah, because they always block fire really well.
That's even
We're moving together because or I'll die.
Do I see?
Preferably you would not kill them or name them. I do need them to survive.
I do
So-
not sleep.
Sleep.
I can't sleep.
I don't think she's the one with the lowest amount of hit points.
That would be
No.
me.
So if you could not kill her.
Silence, go on.
Cass,
So in mid-sentence, Hire falls asleep and falls to the ground.
It almost doesn't matter.
Yeah.
it doesn't.
At 13 hit points. 2 is all it's gonna take.
Are you at 12 now?
No, I'm at 13.
Okay.
Wake him up. I realized that I've made a terrible mistake as soon as he hits the ground.
Okay,
I go,
so Keith,
Oh,
at this
sorry.
point, I'm gonna walk back up to Clay and say, Nix, over there, right now, go!
Tell me.
I'm gonna walk up and pick Nix up, and, like by the back of her collar, and just carry her.
She might disrupt this later.
Are you Nix?
if we were getting ready to go, I probably am.
Okay.
You take 17 points.
I will come over and start unstrapping her and just picking her up and clamping my hand over her mouth.
Get out
And
my dagger.
go for it. And I'm just gonna walk her back over. Like, Sploof, wake him back up now.
Yep, I do. I wake him up.
I'm sorry. That was supposed to be for her.
What's old dear mother?
She's just kind of standing there, arms crossed, like this amused sort of smile on her face.
Is that within your power?
There's quite a lot within my power, if you but phrase the request correctly.
Tyre sits down and begins writing.
Actually, so phrasing does matter.
Yes, unfortunately, such are the bonds of the.
I do remember. I am, of course, really sorry that pulled you into this. This was not.
Yeah, I'm not real sure how I wound up in that place.
It's good to see you, of course.
It's good to see you too, circumstances notwithstanding.
Happy Poholify, Doug.
What?
He's digging a hole.
I don't know. I just don't want to be here.
This is digging a hole and covering himself with it.
You've managed to dig the hole 5 feet deep.
That's fine. I'll just.
So you're standing there like this, very much like Kilroy, just watching the whole thing going on.
Okay. I have cover.
So Nix, I'm gonna take you like 60 feet away from him. I'm just like, okay, if I take my hand away, are you gonna scream? You can't talk. I'm covering your mouth.
And you get my other. You don't have to choke it. You have one.
I'm crying. Yeah.
I'm gonna put Nix down, but I'm gonna keep a hold of her longer.
Okay. very carefully.
Like so first, something for your benefit. I think I've missed a few of your previous birthdays.
You're not wrong. I've missed a few of my last birthdays.
So my first wish, there's more than one, yes?
Yes.
My first wish is that you be freed of the bonds.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Yep.
Yes.
Wait. Free of your bonds that hold you against your will. However, that you retain all other powers.
You know that's not the way that works.
I always hoped. Alright.
And you're a good boy for that hope. But that's not the way this works. You can wish me free, or you can make use of my powers. And not in that, not the other way around. At the moment, yes.
I'm just curious.
Generally, I do like space.
Generally, I like you too.
General is a loose term.
And she just kind of smirks. Yeah.
Phrasing was never my strong suit.
Wasn't your father's either.
Truer words. I wish for my companions and myself to be freed of the curse that prevents us from being revived from death, and free of... is the end an issue? Addendums are...
Addendums are not allowed. This one might take a moment. Stand back.
What's artist doing?
He's just kind of standing there with his eyes wide open.
Azaka?
Azaka too, and Dragonbait is giving off this really strong smell of cooked ham.
Sounds about right.
And so she sort of pulls her bangles back, waves her arms over her head, and there is, there is, actually at this point I will I will need everyone to make me a Constitution save. No.
Oh my,
Is it a survival
I'm burning
check?
one of these.
Just make the roll.
oh my god. I'm burning another one.
Okay. This is probably the best time to do it.
That's
Constitution
much
save.
better.
Constitution save.
Natural 20.
A
Unnatural
unnatural 20.
19.
19.
14.
14.
19.
19. 13. 19. 14. Okay. So for everyone over an 18,
Oh.
you feel physically compressed to a point, and then you reinflate to your normal size. And the world for a moment squeezes in around you as well to a single point, and then reinflates to its normal size. For the rest of you, you are compressed, and turn yourselves inside out. The world colors go inside out and backwards, and then it reinflates back to normal. But it's such a weird, mind-bending experience that you are very, very ill, yes. And whatever breakfast you had, you no longer have.
Or wasted good rations.
What was that?
What happened?
How do I feel?
I'm gonna grab your collar.
Oh my gosh, what was that?
Reset your hit points to your maximum. But you are still under the curse.
All of us? Or just one of me?
Everybody.
Oh!
Reset your maximum hit points to what you would have had without the death curse.
Oh my gosh.
We're starting the countdown over.
Well, that just bought us a lot of
So we get rid of
Yeah.
this as well? So
No.
we get rid of that, the 27?
Get rid of the minus 27, yes.
I'm gonna put that in my notes to say we got 27 days.
That's odd. Nothing should have been able to block that. I am sorry, I tried the best I could, and I think I may have bought you at some time, but I don't think I was able to truly fulfill your wish. And that's never happened to me before. I don't either.
right?
So, wow, you like 2 points too? Oh.
And
So
all
sad.
because of the death curse. It's, I mean, not only death curse, I'm also dead. Yeah.
He's taking back his max hit points up 0.
Anything else?
Not there.
Alright.
Other than that, well done.
Wish for the power to both overcome whatever awaits us in Homu, and the power to get my revenge on the city of Brass. Whatever power would allow those things. Oh boy.
You're still upset about that, I see.
Right.
Remember how we talked about no addendums? The both and there? That was actually
Yes.
her.
Okay.
Yeah, it was both.
Okay.
She flings her hands out at you, and a beam of light engulfs you. And now I'm going to have to take you aside for a second.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Guys, D&D Beyond. What just happened?
You realize if we keep like plugging them, they're never gonna sponsor us, right? If we're doing it already, they're not gonna pay us.
Yeah, it's true. There's no
no
incentive
incentive
there.
there.
There's no incentive there. There's no gain for that.
That's true.
We're already doing it for
So what are
We're already
you
giving
doing
them
if
free
I'm just
food.
standing here holding you by your collar?
I mean,
That's what I imagine. Like,
occasionally I probably
shield out in the other, like when you're helping someone with a box of your
I raised sunshine, so like it's basically my child.
It's still alive, right?
It's still alive. Oh yeah, it's
She's
fine.
just real mad.
But somebody hurt my baby.
Yes.
I want to kill his mom.
I think you've had the most whispers in this game ever.
Okay.
Evil character and good friend.
And then the glow fades, and
Moving on.
that's 2.
And that's really, for my last wish, I wish you freed of your bonds with whatever power you can retain with no real consequences.
You always were a good boy.
Oh.
And she vanishes in a puff of smoke.
Oh, no goodbye hug?
Let him come later.
If he's still alive.
So, I come out of the
Do you
hole.
dig up out?
No.
Yes.
All's well.
Who?
Your hand. I just sort of calling out
As
everyone.
soon as he says it, I'm just gonna let you go.
I turn around.
I can live with that. And I'm gonna pat you on the head.
I slash my stupid dagger at you.
Seeing that you're obviously distressed and you
She,
don't feel like
he took her off about 60 feet.
Yeah, like
so,
I
so you're
picked
not.
her up, covered her mouth, and walked her 60 feet away
So,
and held her there until this was done.
what just happened? Very good question. Which I feel a bit more invigorated.
So, are you a boy now?
I just pointed the gem in my forehead.
I'm guessing
Still
that
there.
it's still irreversible even with the wish.
I hugged you right.
Well, that sucks.
Sorry, that was real life Stephen because I was busy.
Do you need something?
So, what was the second wish?
I wish for the power to ever then comes to glass.
What does that do for you?
So that it means we sing. Creatures aren't always going the way we expect.
Maybe you attend being get really big.
Fire smash.
Next connectors. I want to apologize for my mother. You have to understand that the 3D and the Jin are
turn down the ambient noise just
not only morally, but sort of think fire and water. They don't and can't exist in the same place. They are a juxtaposition, and they hate each other with a passion that I'm not sure most of us could understand.
How was I supposed to know that?
You weren't, and that's part of why I'm apologizing. The Jinn don't think the way we do. The Afridi don't think the way that we do.
Sorry, I'm still dead.
I'm gonna take a little corner of my cloak and like rip it and hand it to you. Oh, it smells awful.
So we should probably get going. We've got quite a bit of way to go.
Thank you all for your willingness to participate.
Yeah.
Perhaps unwillingness to participate in my little family reunion.
Next time, give us some warning
Yes.
before you do that.
Yeah. Next time on a family reunion, let's give. You and me next.
Yeah, but nobody else knows that.
I know.
How dirt covered are you? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Quite dirty.
Not very. I suppose let's be off.
Fast pace. Away.
Fast pace.
Fast pace away.
So while we're traveling, I would like to go up to Nyx. He's sort of lean down and be like, I'm sorry, Nix. I did what I thought I needed to do to keep you safe. And I hope this can make up for it. And I'm going to hand you my potion of healing.
You did the right thing. I just.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you a blue cloth. I didn't write down any of this.
So
Don't worry, I have it archived on the map.
I like kind of whisper over in your ear. Are blue claws like how normal people say thank you and I like you?
Absolutely not.
What does it mean?
I don't know, I've never got one
Honestly,
yet.
I'm not sure.
Well, I gave her one and she seemed to like it, so that's all that matters.
Probably a gnome thing.
It's a Nick's thing.
No, we canonized it as a gnome.
It's a gnome thing. If it wasn't before, it is now.
Now.
It's now
It's a
known.
gnome thing.
On one of our breaks, I just like kind of stitched the blue cloth that you gave me into the spot that I tore out of mine.
You need help with that stuff.
Do I?
Mending.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, that's a
I
pity.
forgot I know that now too.
Yes.
It's not crying anymore.
No.
Wait a bit on that.
It needs to be June. How about that?
Yes, there we go.
Artist, please, would you tell me, I imagine you've experienced a lot. I would like to understand how you've experienced a lot.
I'm surprised they haven't just run off. Have they run
Right.
off at this point?
They're just gone.
Like,
Artists.
Who's still around?
it makes sense that they just
Give me a second.
I mean, I kind of peaced out.
I wouldn't put peace anywhere near what you did.
Panicked out.
Yeah.
You panicked and dug a grave. Like,
Just thinking ahead.
so much easier for someone
With how
sometimes.
that could have gone,
Yes.
Lance not been, you know.
Or if I rolled differently.
So what did you roll?
95.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 95 on the Ifrit bottle,
The look
basically.
on your
It's the pyramid thing again.
the look on your face when you rolled that, I thought you rolled a 1.
Yeah, so like 1 to 5 is like the Ifrit jumps out and attacks you. 11 to 90 or something like that, or maybe it's 1 to 10. 11 to 90, it's, you know, it just pops up and does your bidding. 91 to 100, it grants you 3 wishes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Nicely done.
Bad.
Was it gonna be his mom no matter which?
I hadn't decided, but probably.
Honestly, if it was your mother attacking us, that still would have made perfect sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right. So about midday during the course of your travels, you guys pass a set of ruins set against the hillside, and further, sort of towards the back of the ruins, it looks as though there's actually a natural cavern that's been incorporated into whatever settlement used to be here.
Who built it?
People with hands, Braden. People with hands.
I get to know this information. Let me have this.
Still very much ancient Chultan sort of influences. A little bit of outside though, and that's a little bit harder to pin down. It may very well be a civilization that hasn't yet been discovered.
What was? Can I ascertain
It looks more like. It looks kind of like a shrine, and there's enough of sort of lingering wisps of sort of the sulfur compounds for you to think that maybe there was something to do with hallucinatory gases coming from the caves and back that might have given supplicants trance-like experiences. And it looks like it might have been used as sort of an oracle.
Nice to know in a world full of magic, people still listen to the high prophet.
Yep.
So Braden,
Uh-oh.
as you're exploring the ruins,
Uh-oh.
you see some movement from the cave.
Your lesson.
Technically, I didn't say I went there. I just said, okay, fine. Whatever. It's time to die. My time has come.
And so you start to see sort of flying creatures coming out of the dark, and they're coming at you. They are sturges. Do you know?
Ooh.
What are sturges?
Ooh.
Oh, wait. What are sturges?
These guys.
They're nasty.
How many?
How big are they?
Don't let them sting you.
There are about 10 of them.
Run. I run.
Okay. Let me have your. Well, actually, everybody, give me an initiative roll.
Oi.
I don't
Why'd
think I
you
would have
do
gone
this?
into the ruins unless they were in the way of where we were going. Like, if we didn't have to go through them,
Well, I
I don't think I would have gone
I
into
thought
them.
I was just observing them.
Oh.
But
Okay, if you
like,
were just
just-
I mean,
it was more of we're walking past it. I just looked to see what.
okay.
Just looking at it and just continued on. I would have mentioned it to the group, but people get high here. I wasn't gonna go check the ruins.
Okay. I mean, they're still coming out of them.
Okay. Oh, initiative. 18.
18.
21.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, 13,
Nat 20.
14.
14, 20,
18.
18,
19.
19. You guys are all above them in initiative order, so if you guys want to get away from them, it's relatively easy to do.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to
We
say
just run.
Okay. All right.
I see no problem in that.
I want to see you die while high. You have such a loving chap.
Yes, we do.
Thank you.
Yes, we do. All right. So you guys go crashing through the jungle to get away from these things.
Just want you to know the people who are making fun of you the most. You know both of them.
I'll tell you who they are later.
Yeah.
We eventually get to the campsite.
And so you make it to the campsite. The rest of the day is uneventful. And another day dawns.
So fire.
Day 1 of the new count.
What happened at the city of Brass?
That's a long story. Perhaps for another time.
We're literally walking.
Oh, is this? I thought
Yeah.
we were camping. Okay.
Even if
Well,
we're camping,
we
we
got
have
time.
we have literally weeks. of
You have
travel.
literally weeks.
Then we would like to chronicle your story.
I ran out of wishes. Oh, okay.
Nix isn't gonna bring this up ever again.
The long and short of it. In the city of Brass, those of us lesser beings, in other words, not Ifrit, sold as a slave, where I served for many years until I was able to escape. I served as a slave for many years. I was beaten. I was tortured for the amusement of others. I studied them. I devoted the rest of my life to studying the Ifrit, because I will bring down the city of brass.
Do I know what the city of brass is? As a somewhat scholar.
As something of a scholar and someone with a little bit of knowledge of extraplanar locations, I will give you. I will give you your choice of either a nature or an arcana check, because this is a little bit
Whatever.
a little bit esoteric.
Yeah, not with that.
Then that's a no.
Where's the city of brass?
It resides as the capital on the elemental plane of fire.
We know the element. Do we at least know the elemental plane?
That one I'll
In
give
general.
you. That one I will give you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, the entire time you were telling us this, like, Sploof's face was contorting in horror, and then he is very upset that his minion was made a slave.
I shall destroy each and every one of them. You may not mess with my favorite.
So just for your benefit, so most of them are like your mother, but times 1,000 in one shitty. I regret this accent every day.
You could say that.
And you want to attack.
Destroy. Not attack. Destroy.
And free all the
He doesn't
slaves.
want to fight. He wants to win.
He wants to win
Yes,
and free all the slaves.
Yes.
Yes, next.
Your mom seems to like you.
I should every parent.
Though,
You did not come from a good home life, did you?
I did.
To be fair,
I love how defensive she was. I did.
to be fair, Nix is not wrong in her confusion about my mother caring for me. It is not uncommon for those of my
Lineage, line.
I don't want to say progeny, but those like me who were born to Ifriti or Jinn to be disregarded. I was very lucky with my parentage.
The part that confuses me is that you ended up a slave. And she's still, like, I mean, if she didn't like you, that part would make sense.
Was it your father?
I'm just trying to understand so that we can help you go kill the city of brass at some
My
point.
mother was not around for much of my childhood. She has been locked away as long as I can remember.
So how were you born?
These are questions we don't ask.
Magic.
I will give you a biology lesson in detail should you desire it. However, I believe those of us with weaker stomachs might not.
We'll have a private talk. We'll have a private talk later.
Perhaps.
Do you know how much money you could make off a book? Of the mating rituals of.
If I had an inspiration right now,
Just in Waterdeep alone.
And that is how Elias became the Faerun equivalent of Larry Flint.
I can ask a suggestion.
Okay.
On
no.
who?
On you.
Oh, okay. What, so what,
Can we
what?
survive fire play?
Forget that this conversation
Ring of
happened.
fire?
What do I have to roll?
That'd be a 15, but you rolled a 6. So.
I don't like that.
Is it a wisdom save?
What's that?
What was the is it a wisdom save?
I think it's a wisdom.
Yeah, it's a wisdom save.
Well, it brought it up to 10.
Yeah, you're gonna continue.
Suggestion only lasts for a little while.
8
So
hours.
Okay, I'll forget for 8 hours.
You will forget the conversation for 8 hours.
Because Pyre is actively trying to do the same. The last thing I want to think about is my parents' name. Thank you.
How many days does fire have left?
12.
So let's
I
continue.
don't have much time. Anyway,
Moving on. Moving on.
the night passes.
Night passes.
And it's day.
20.
No, it's still. This is still day 1. No.
So
Wait,
we're
hold on.
on.
Yeah, we're on day 1.
Yeah, so it's day 28 of the Death Curse.
Day 1 of
Day
the
one of
renew.
Day 1 of the reboot for you guys.
So it's morning again?
Yeah.
I have 27 days, then reset, and then 1. How many hexes do we make this time?
You make 2.
So a question real quick.
Jays.
On the map, the square dot is the plateau.
Yes.
If we go to this one, will we avoid the plateau?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
We're
you'll
going the long way around.
you will
bypassing
see
it.
it
Okay.
certainly, but it will be each of those hexes is about 10 miles.
What, you afraid of
Give or
height?
take.
No. but
No,
there's
we're
a
afraid of
certain-
the thing that lives on the top.
Yes.
Oh yes, that thing again.
Okay. We're right there.
Wait, what happened? Sorry,
Hmm?
backing up for a second.
Sure.
What happened to the adventurers that tried to kill me in the spider?
The ones that aren't
Oh.
dead?
They're not dead?
There were some that weren't dead. We,
Right.
we left them in the tower, and then the tower would have dissipated, and they would have fallen 20 feet, and we told them they could go, and they said they were going to try and make it back to...
So who knows where they are?
We
I mean,
deleted them and let
I
them
made
go.
sure to leave them with enough supplies that, like, realistically they could make it.
Fire. Shoma, I suggest a more fortified tower as we are pushed to your godmother of bringing back you from dead.
Wow, that was.
That's going to take
I'm
a while
having
to
a
unpack.
problem with English lately. Okay. Ever since geology, I don't know what's going on anymore.
How would you suggest that I change the tower to be more fortified?
I don't know. You're the one with the spell.
So while you guys are having that discussion at the end of your day, you all look up and you see a couple of Allosauruses bearing down on you.
How long does that tower take?
An hour.
To make, to erect.
What is it?
Well, actually,
It's an Allosaurus.
Sorry,
It's
I don't know.
kind of a
Is it
kind of the
long neck one, or is it the?
no, it's kind of like a miniature T-Rex.
Oh, so a raptor. Basically.
No, not quite that miniature. It's still.
How
It's like
far
halfway.
away are they?
They are about 120 feet away, and they're coming fast.
Rope trick.
Rope trick.
Dang it! Oh no, we can't fit everyone.
I have rope trick.
Everybody make
Ooh.
so you
I'm just going to
okay.
get my shield down, get ready to fight. I know how this one goes.
Everybody make me a survival check, please.
Survival.
Notice now.
Have to do with undead.
No.
Survival?
Survival.
7.
7. Okay.
Oh, 13.
13.
15.
15. 8.
He still beat me.
Right.
36.
Yeah, no, like 20.
23. Okay.
19 plus 0.
Okay. 19. Okay. So Nyx, Pyre, Bright, and Gideon, you guys all realize that there are trees around that you can climb and get out of their reach. The rest of you guys are so panicked that you missed that fact.
Rope trick.
So Sunshine and I are up tree.
We
I'm
can't
also
fit everyone in
going
yours, right?
That's why she made
You
another
went
one.
up a tree, you're going up a tree.
Yes, I'm definitely going.
No, there's 2 rope
No.
tricks up.
You get 2 tricks.
Did
Well, we
you?
don't need.
Okay.
Although we do have artists.
You
Oh,
got
yeah.
Artis and Izaka and
Yeah.
Dragonbait.
You got 3 extras.
So how many people can we fit in your 2?
You can fit up to 16 if each of you can
8.
hold 8. So we're fine on numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
So
I'm going up a tree.
yeah, I'll go up in one of the rope
I'll
tricks
go
then.
up one of the rope tricks.
Okay.
I'll drag artists and
Artis and Dragonbait will follow the little goblin. You,
Were they to judge?
mini T-Rexes.
I will go with Pyro because it probably stinks less.
Well, and mine's a whole lot easier to climb. You don't actually have to climb a rope. You just climb a ladder.
Keith.
It doesn't smell as bad.
uh-huh.
So we all have time to get up there before they get close, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So Dragonbait is giving off the smell of brimstone.
It's okay. I pat him on the back. It'll be fine. We're gonna be up in this little thing and they won't be able to get us, and it's
How long
okay. And I
does this
pulled up
last?
the rope.
Higher?
An hour.
So what happens if they run through it?
It's
Ow.
a different
It
dimension.
goes up.
Yeah, but like, where's the opening?
It's like a dimensional.
Well,
Imagine
yeah,
Doctor
it actually
Strange's
says-
thing. Nothing is behind it. Nothing.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just wondering, like, what happens if someone runs like through the opening?
If
Like,
they run through the right direction of the opening, then they enter it.
and otherwise they just.
And how high up are they?
They all go up. Well, it depends on how long. Oh dear. How long was your rope?
I don't know this spell especially well, so what's
But
the?
how long is your rope?
How long is your rope?
You use normal rope. Rope usually comes in 50 feet.
But would you have kept the rope?
Mine's roughly like 9 feet in the air.
Having seen you cast it, I probably.
Because it just goes to the top of whatever rope you use. So if you have 50 feet of rope,
Then it's a
Yeah.
50-foot climb.
I probably would have, like, I'm assuming I probably would have read that as I was copying it down. I'm just bad at actually reading things. So yeah, I probably would have cut it like 9-10 feet,
Okay.
something reasonable.
Is that out of range?
I mean, I pulled the rope back up. So.
Oh, yeah, but the opening's still there. I'm just
Yeah,
wondering,
but
like,
when
Yeah.
the opening goes up, they'd be going.
yeah, I know, but like, could you jump down while they're running through the middle of the opening?
yeah.
That sounds yeah.
So you could jump it into them?
Or onto them.
What
Onto, not
are you
into.
doing?
Because if the opening's here, and you've got this giant T-Rex thing running, they run through it.
Oh.
That's what I'm wondering, like, when the portal is inside of their body, essentially,
Oh.
what happens with that? That's what my question
We're
was.
about to find out.
We are about.
It is a 3 by 5 foot window.
All of those things could feed us from time.
I don't know.
So you hear the sound of these 2 Allosauruses approaching. Boom, 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 boom. 2 of them. And they sort of, they're not too bright, obviously, so you all sort of disappear either up your tree or into these holes into nothing, and so they approach the rope tricks, and from the top, all they can see is down to the ground, and their eye line is above the holes. So they don't see where you guys are. They can smell sploof, or they can smell sploof's hole in the air, but they can't figure out where it is and what's going on.
Are they gonna keep lingering there for a moment?
They're gonna linger for a little bit, but not long. Maybe about 10, 15 minutes.
The fact that they're hanging out there for as long as they are makes me nervous. So let me see if I can do this. If
concentration?
Don't remember.
I mean, I would assume so, but
Can you attack the other one?
Transmutation.
I can if. Are we going to fight?
it's blue.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that. They could just fight
It
each
is
other.
not concentration. No.
Okay. I'm going to cast Dragon's Breath on Hemorrhoid and like rat bomb. I'm gonna stuff a little chili pepper in his mouth. Everybody kind of sees me pull Hemorrhoid out of my cloak. And I'm just gonna stick my arm out and drop him, and he's gonna belch Dragon's Breath.
Okay, so
No, it's
so
how
make
far do you-
a
How far do you drop it from?
Yeah, how far did you drop it from?
We're about like 9-10 feet up.
right.
Yeah.
So I want you to do two things for me.
Okay, wait. How tall are these guys?
No, it's
They're
not.
taller than the holes.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'm tossing him.
Okay. Make me a
She still doesn't. She still doesn't.
make me
get
a
it.
ranged attack with Hemorrhoid.
She still doesn't. It's going to die when it hits the ground.
I know, right? So this is to throw him onto one of the Allosauruses.
Ranged attack with
It's and so you are not, however, proficient with Hemorrhoid.
15.
No one
15.
is. No one is.
Is anyone ever proficient with hemorrhoids?
A 15 will actually hit. So
Wow.
Hemorrhoid, you toss him over, and Hemorrhoid sort of lands on his back, right sort of at the base of his neck. Yes.
Can I see that through the extra dimensional hole?
No, because you're not looking at the right angle.
I see it.
Make a perception check. Nyx, make a perception check as well. 17, yes.
15.
Yes. So you guys see this little green arm sort of come down out of one of the hole and toss a rat onto one of the Allosauruses.
And he goes off and does 14 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh wait, isn't there a save? Isn't that like normal Dragon's Breath or they can save?
I think it's a dex save.
Oh yes, dex save.
Not you.
I don't know why.
If you
Yeah,
do
I
it,
don't know why I just rolled
Oh,
that.
dex save.
I don't actually have to
Hemorrhoid
make
rolls
the
a
save.
dex save to use this.
Okay, so
Break out the peasant rail.
with a 10, it fails and takes 14 points of damage.
We see a burst of fire.
You see a burst of
That
you
was
see a burst of
strange
life.
noise.
For the dragon.
And
Was it
that
tripping?
Allosaurus is now going to sort of rear, and I need Hemorrhoid to
If
make
Hemorrhoid
a
kills this thing,
dexterity save at extreme disadvantage.
Does that mean rolling 3d20?
No, it just he's a disadvantage.
The lowest one is a 14.
Okay. Let me see what the
He's a magical rat.
but a 22
Oh, not
strength.
magical enough.
So Hemorrhoid falls off.
Oh, reroll. Thank you.
Did you see that side eye he just gave you?
I know.
For my
He's been side-eyeing me this whole
Side-eye.
campaign. He can't wait to kill me and get rid of. I'm the only one that can kill anything.
Excuse me.
Hey!
Powers against the undead.
Okay, so Hemorrhoid, thank you, is actually able to hold on, even though the Allosaurus is now rearing and bucking and trying to toss this thing off.
Should we?
No.
No? Yeah, I don't think.
What do you want me to do? I have my.
Okay.
I'm just doing this.
Let it play out.
Yeah, let's let this play out and see if it.
See what
I
happens.
want to get knocked down a tree.
It can't do anything.
You want a dragon's breath it again?
Yes.
Of course.
I mean, it's Hemorrhoid at this point. He's a rat that's freaking out.
Yep.
He's gonna do? What a freaking out rat's gonna do?
Nope.
You know, they may just go away if you leave them alone.
I think Hemorrhoid's done more damage than Spoof has.
You might be
You
right.
might be right.
What's your dex save? Did you?
It didn't make it.
It didn't make it. It's 10.
Okay. And it's gonna rear again. Ooh,
15 is the lowest.
natural 20.
Oh.
That's okay.
Oh, look at those tokens right in front of you.
Yeah, but I might need them for something more important.
True.
For what?
It's a rat.
Realistically, they're probably gonna go away sometime.
Realistically.
Like, yeah, he's gonna, family reunions, exactly. So, yeah, we're just gonna let that play out. I can recast Hemorrhoid. It's
Okay, so Hemorrhoid gets tossed off the side of the Allosaurus
What are you
and
doing?
crashes to the ground.
Oh no.
What are you doing?
I'm curious. Go get dinner.
Whoa!
Are you going to?
No, he's going to go fetch the rat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said dinner.
Yep.
It is a rat.
I know what I said.
It is a rat.
All right, so your owl swoops out of the your hole, and I will take an attack.
Did we miss when Narcolepsy?
I think that was from last time. He's the latest follower.
That's a natural 20.
Yay! Hemorrhoid is dead.
Hemorrhoid goes.
Very disappointed owl.
And then Imperious is leaving
No, okay.
without provoking opportunity attacks. Owls are cool.
All right, so Imperious sort of swoops up, and after another five minutes or so, the two Allosauruses, one distinctly more singed than when it arrived, lumber off into the jungle to find easier prey. Or find prey, period, because you guys just disappeared on them. Rude.
Climb out of our.
So next time we're hiding means that you're not seen or heard. Just
Or attacking.
helpful hint.
They seem to need some persuasion to not stand there. So, I gave them persuasion to not stand there. They're not standing there anymore.
I mean, Spoof does have a point.
And I mean, all Sploop would know is that you Hemorrhoid died.
Yep.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, everything went exactly as I had planned.
Never mind.
I am a
Somebody
genius.
else?
Yep, away.
All right.
Night approaches.
Night. Yeah. That was right at dusk. So you guys camp for the night in your tower. You're
At the base
definitely.
of the plateau.
You guys are so not roughing it at all at this point.
You letting Sploofs decorate, really?
Yeah.
Oh. I really want to know what the tower looks like.
Yeah, what
And that's actually mostly Pyre's thinking too, is like, what's going
Yes, what is the tower in its second level?
It
So-
needs to be a sign.
Is it like is the tower
It's-
leaning?
What does it look
It
like?
is. Sploof has learned from the Vanti Black and the incredibly like tough outer exterior. So it's Vanti Black, but it kind of looks as though it's been pieced together from like old shields and all kinds of stuff. So it's probably equally as durable, just really kind of not pretty looking. And it looks
And
like
inside.
somebody threw like Vanti Black paint on it and then like painted stars so that it would blend in with the sky. But they're not very well painted.
Are they like the stars on your robe?
Yes. It looks suspiciously like the stars on my robe. And on the inside there is a kitchen area beautiful. There's like a mud pit on the bottom floor to roll around in. And there is upstairs a nice bedroom because like it's like lined with bunks, and he's kind of taken note of how each of you tends to prefer to sleep. So even though the room itself is a little bit ratty looking, each bed looks like it belongs to a specific person that would appreciate it, and you have a corner that is immaculate. It's the only corner that's not covered in dirt. And there's a little lookout tower up top that has like just it's essentially just a little stick thing that has a little, you know, a little roof on top of it that's just big enough for a head to stick out and do this. So, yeah.
How tall are the inside ceilings?
10 feet.
Yes.
Is that mandatory?
Okay.
I mean, unless.
No, I was just wondering, Sploof being smaller would ceilings
You
be
forget.
lower?
I mean, it's entirely up to Sploof.
All of the furniture in the lower portion is goblin-sized, but other than that, like,
Okay.
everything is pretty normal person-sized because we're traveling with normal people.
Okay.
Seeing that little insight into Spoof's mind is
Now
So
I'm just
yes,
really
what
wondering
does-
what Gideon's bed would look
Yes,
like.
yes, please tell us, what do each of our beds look like? Sploof?
These are the caricatures of our beds.
A little bit caricature-y. I'm trying to remember the things that I have known about Gideon and his habits and whatnot. Probably it would look like an overly comfortable version of an adventurer's layout. Like, it's essentially an adventurer's cot and whatnot, but it looks like the deluxe version, so you're super comfortable with it. Yours looks surrounded by history books that if you open them, they don't have anything in them because I don't know history.
Guys.
But it kind of looks like something that would be in a library or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Yours has all kinds of like weird Scottish dabblings all over it, and
Just
like
a bunch of kilts sewn
yeah, a bunch
together.
of like kilts and weirdness.
That's the blanket. It's just one big kilt.
Yeah, gigantic kilts. Brights
Oh,
is
please tell me it's a giant cat bed.
totally. It's like this big cat bed, but all of the blankets are like
It's falling
the
together.
quilts of patchwork Chultan, like really pretty Chultan fabric that would match some of your circus suits that I've seen like people wearing in your circus.
It looks like so on your bed, it's like a Smurf threw up.
Spider
It just
web.
blew everywhere.
Blue spider web.
Blue spider webs everywhere.
Like his is completely and totally tidy, and everything is very, very geometrically perfect. And then yours is like this kind of very earthy looking, like a hobbit bed, and it has a little glass of blue flowers beside it, and it has what I would imagine would be a spider bed next to it, but I don't know what a spider bed is. So it would just have like
It's a cat bed.
it would kind of be like a cat bed, but it has room as though in my imagination the spider would have to sprawl out with all 8 of its legs. So there's like a little spot for each leg. It looks very spider shaped. Awkwardly so.
It's like spider splat shaped.
Yep. And then there's just this pile of ruddy blankets and stuff like that over the corner for me.
So I have one very important question. Bright, do you walk around the circumference of your bed 3 times before sitting down?
I think it's like 5 times.
Spider cat. Yes, we will draw fan art of the spider cat.
There's a sort of a nice looking glass vase on the nightstand next to Bright's, and before she goes to bed, she reaches up and just pushes it off.
Yes.
Oh, good night.
I don't know how I want to get to my corner. I can see it over there.
That's so cool.
There's a mud pit between me and there.
Isn't that what your floating disc is for?
We'll just go around.
It's not gonna really fit.
You could go around.
Oh, I got this.
Like
Spoof has an aneurysm.
a funky little tidy bridge.
Thank you.
Oh, that'll come.
cocking its head.
Oh, what the heck? Pat on it, and it puts all 8 of its legs in little grooves and just kind of plops down.
I like to imagine it moves
It
in the center
works.
first and like slowly like.
So the entire foundation of my bed is books, and there's just a blanket on top.
Oh, it's got a cushion.
Okay.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, cushion.
yeah, it's totally got a nice little actual mattress on it,
Okay.
but it's totally built up to look as though it's all made out of history books, including some on the side and a bedside table that's just for you. Yeah, it says like
Why? Yes.
I
I have one more question. What does Azaka's bed look like?
oh.
Oh, and yeah, Notice Simber
And artist and yeah.
And Dragon Bait.
That's a good question. Okay, so Azaka's bed, probably.
Tiger Prince.
Since she's, yeah, yeah, probably so. There's gonna be tiger prints all over the place. There will also be cat toys dangling from
Not sure how to take that.
But it would be like a human bed for her instead, but still like everything's leopard print and have the cat toys dangling down and like some things that look like they might be chew toys for just in case off to the side.
So
Do they say for just
as
in case?
she's
Yes.
like climbing into bed, she you can tell she's still not real sure what to make of all of this, but standing there, she's gonna just sort of absent-mindedly reach up and bat at the cat toy before she crawls into
She
bed.
doesn't think anybody's looking.
Yep. Artist Simbers it looks like a Playboy bed, and probably has some strange little like pictograph.
Insert gold plate. Insert gold piece here, and the whole bed vibrates.
Yeah. And
What is
Sorry, I was playing with the camera.
Oh.
dude. Oh, and Dragon Baits would have.
Are you okay there, Brady?
We
Killed
lost-
him.
we killed Brayden again. This is like multiple times in one night that Brayden has died.
Yep.
I think Dragon Baits, I don't know very much about it. Is he more creature than humanoid or more humanoid than...
It's like he's like right on that line. I mean, he's very. I mean, he's very intelligent, obviously, but you know, it's hard to tell. You'd call him a person.
Okay. How has he slept before that I've seen?
He's been real close to artists, but not that close. Come on now, guys.
Okay.
Come on.
No, but
Yeah.
I mean, when you're that old, you've got to start experimenting. Otherwise, things just get old real fast.
So no, he's been sort of near to wherever artist has bedded down, but it's been kind of like almost like a puppy dog almost curls up at his feet in the night.
So I put a thing ahead of Artis's bed that looks like it would be perfectly shaped for him.
Okay.
And nice and cushy and like enough blankets to the side that he can cover up to his heart's content or not.
Okay.
And there are like 2 little shelves that all contain different types of smells for him to experiment with and see if he can add to his collection.
Okay.
Some of them are awful. Some of them Sploof thinks are awful, but everybody else would find very pleasant.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
we good at that.
All right.
We curl up in our custom-made bed.
I'll go
I'll take
first.
the last watch.
Second.
I can take first.
Okay.
I'll just sit up during all of it.
He's on all the watches.
Aya, you want a dog?
Is that what you think that me taking watch with you means?
I mean, it has been several times.
Got time to kill.
True. Well, hand me a warrant.
Yeah.
It's the only reason why you're there.
Watches go uneventfully over the course of the night.
Day 29 or day 2 of
While
the
I'm on watch with Tyre,
Yeah.
I do have a conversation with him, but we'll do that off camera for now.
Okay. Surely.
Bum, bum, bum.
And we go at fast pace.
The
We'll get
Fifth
back to
piece
the
and
fifth piece.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I'm scared for you. Yeah.
If you're lucky, we'll make it to the canoe.
Yeah.
We've got about 2 days. So we hit, or a day and a half, depending. Either two. Well, it depends on whatever you tell us. Yep. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. And then after that, you can still.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to like bury him or something like that to make sure that he stays safe body-wise, so that I can.
he can hear you.
Well, I mean, I'm not. This isn't
Well,
spoof talking. He was
yeah.
asking.
So if the day goes uneventful, we're about half a day, depending on if we continue. We're about half a day to the canoes. So.
I'm safe. Come back.
Anything happen during the day?
The day is easy. It's an easy
What?
sort of day of travel.
Wait, hold on.
No dinosaurs? No zombies?
Nighttime.
But nighttime comes. And as you are all sort of getting set for bed that night, a stench overcomes you.
I'm dead.
So, so you all look over to Dragonbait, and he's just sort of standing there, looking at the bottles, but he hasn't opened any of them, and he feels you looking, and he looks over and shakes his head, and his eyes are enormous. Yes.
The bottles at his bed thing that Spoon
Yeah.
gave him.
Oh, okay.
Undead. Yes.
Oh. Alarm!
Nice.
Incoming!
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 ding. Is
Zombie Rex.
it from the weight? It's T-Rex size.
Yes.
Zombie T-Rex. I announce to the group.
Board the window.
Pot shots out the top.
Yep. Well, depending on if it will continue, it doesn't necessarily have to.
I mean, it's
Stop.
almost Vanta Black.
Yes.
Stay bunkered for a second and see if it happens on.
Pretty sure it was just like saying a Rihanna makeup
No.
brand. Vanty. Okay, so what am I gonna do?
Alright. So. Yeah.
I know when I call you.
That's Sploof. You're doing the Vanta Black thing. Roll me your stealth with advantage.
Oh, that's not so bad.
No, go for it.
Oh yeah, that's not so bad. 19?
19? Okay.
Oh wait, no, that's way higher than 19.
'Kay.
I was looking at the +3 and it's a +7. So it's like
25.
And it disappears into the jungle. Passes right by you, came within about 10 feet of the castle, never even saw
One
it.
of these days, something's going to go to pass by us, and it's going to go right
Run
into us.
into us.
Well, when that time comes, we better have a plan.
Yeah, we board the windows and stay put.
That's what we've been doing, and it's worked so far.
Alright?
Watches. So I guess
Last watch.
First.
I'll take first shot.
I on top of the tower for all of them.
Okay.
Two people per watch is fine.
Yeah.
I'll just
Okay.
hang out wherever. I'll cover whatever isn't covered.
Awesome.
So at some point over the course of the night, probably during the second watch or so,
It's all your fault right now.
Day 30,
day 30.
day 3 of reset.
Okay.
Have we been marking our ticks over there? Yeah. Okay.
You. So who's on second? I know you are. You are.
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
No, sorry.
So the two of you do hear a sounds like a herd of dinosaurs sort of moving through the underbrush. They're hadrosauruses, so they're yes, herbivores. Thank you. I was missing the word there. And you know it's a herd of 6 of them. 3 of them are young, and they're just casually munching away on the jungle underbrush.
Can I ride them?
You're not here.
We're asleep.
Would the meat benefit us?
I mean, you've been living off
Good
a good berry.
Yeah, I mean, would some meat be welcome?
Meat is always welcome. But but we could alert stuff to our predators. As we've seen when you fireballed the banshee,
It wasn't a
T-Rex
banshee.
the specter,
It would have been a very different fight if that was a banshee.
the spooky spook.
Is that a technical term, Mr. Undead?
Yeah, spooky spook. Whatever I want to call them.
So, tell me, why did you choose to study archaeology?
Oh no.
Also, hand me your water. Cherry cordial. Oh, sorry. What was it you liked again?
Raspberry cordial. You weren't far off. Why did I become an archaeologist? Well, as you can tell, my skeletal arm, that I have somewhat of an infinity of undead. I figured I could get easier coin by looting tombs of undead to profit.
Aside to adventure.
Well, to be fair, this wasn't exactly a choice,
But the adventure was. There's plenty of profitable positions available to one with a capable mind.
I'm not exactly smart. I just am good with what I have.
Respectful. I do understand. And whatever other idle conversation you have.
Okay. So the rest of the night passes uneventfully, and you all wake up for breakfast.
I have prepared something that smells awful.
Woodberry?
We usually use that at nighttime so that I can save my spell slots in
Okay.
case bad things
No one's home.
On the front door?
No one's home.
Peek over the cups.
Who's there?
So you see just a raggedy trio at the front door.
How many did we leave alive?
3. Uh-oh.
They are not familiar to you, although one of them has recognizable features. It's not someone that you've actually seen before.
Damn it!
Yes. I'm gonna call back downstairs. Don't open the door. Yes.
Hey, did you
there's a man's voice that calls up to you in answer. My good sir, we are in need of assistance. And it's a familiar voice.
Oh shit! Shit.
And that's where we're gonna leave it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we get to do the
Oh
family
no!
reunion later, guys.
He's in this jungle! No!
What a small world it is.
Indeed. Indeed.
Of all of the towers in all of the jungles of Chult, they just had to show up to mine.
Is there a door?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
Yes?
because we have to get in.
Black.
Yes, but it's daylight now.
Yeah.
They can see an edge.
Also, it has to be like clear enough that we can see it.
Yeah, we have to see.
Okay,
I now have to educate myself on my background.
It's like, I know I made
Well,
this
ladies
up.
and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you so very much for coming with us. We're going to call it there for the evening. We will be back next time, Tuesday, 5:30, which actually will not be standard time anymore. Because we've got the time change coming up this weekend. So it'll be 5:30
Basically, it's
Mountain
2 of yours,
Daylight
2 of
time
mine.
now. So yeah, it blew my mind too. We just changed times, I thought, but apparently it's time for that change again. So don't forget on Sunday to spring forward, and we will be here 5:30 Mountain Daylight time. Do check us out, whatever your time zone happens to be. We do have a YouTube channel as well. Do a search for Casual Cactus, Casual with a C, Cactus with a K. You'll find all of our back adventures up to and including this point on Sunday. The new episodes go live on Sunday, so you'll be able to catch up if you missed anything. Hopefully the audio is not too terrible on that one. I'll have to take a look at the recording and see how that goes and if there's anything at all I can do about that. But you can get caught up. One of the things we're looking to probably add to the YouTube channel is maybe just a brief, like 5 to 10 minute recap of our previous adventures. Not going to take away from the recaps that we do live, but these will be a little bit more succinct, a little bit more direct,
And accurate.
accurate. That's one of the things that we're going to be adding to that YouTube channel. So be looking for that. We're probably going to start doing those pretty quickly. This was, I forget which episode this was. This was 16, I think. So probably sometime before we hit the 20th episode, we'll start doing those. That way, it'll be a little bit easier to get caught up on where we are rather than having to slog through 20 or so 3 to 3.5 hour or 2.5 to 3 hour episodes. So be looking for that. That's going to be something that we're going to start adding to our YouTube channel at least. And we got a few ideas for what to add right here to the streaming channel as well. Stay tuned for all of those. Those of you who missed the news at the top of the show, we did make affiliate last week, so we're working on all of our chat commands to add to you. We're working on our emotes. We're going to be working on all of those things that a streaming channel does when they hit affiliate. So stick with us. That is work in progress, and we will have those things for you very, very soon. Anybody else got anything they want to say, want to add before we call it an evening?
Still under construction, but feel free to join the Discord if you want.
Yes, the Discord. That'll be a command that we'll have for the channel as well.
Yes, we're gonna have a different we'll have community pages for different art shares and all that kind of stuff, but we are also kind of doing it as a group Discord. So Cactus's channel is represented, Griff's channel is represented, and mine will be as well. So there will be some things that will be chats like for our specific channels, but a lot of the stuff will be shared, so we can just all enjoy each other's company.
Before I forget, I'm gonna go ahead and call these guys out. Griff and Scritch both do their own streaming. They are creative streamers. So look for Griffin XX Demon for shoe painting and other artsy kinds of stuff. I think the last one I caught, she was doing her 24-hour stream and folding paper cranes. So really, really cool with that. And Lord Scritch the Goodly, Lord Scritch the Goodly paints custom Funkos and cosplaying, construction, and sketching, and all kinds of other artsy stuff. Just whatever strikes her mood, whenever it strikes her. So check both of those guys out as well, because they are so important to my life, and so I want to spread the love around. Nova, we're thinking about getting him started, but one of these days, but he's not quite there yet. But Nova Flagerbloof, I couldn't even begin to tell you how to spell that right now, but check him out. He's actually he's in the chat, so there he is. So you can look him up, and once he starts streaming, then you can follow him as well. He does a lot of like retro gaming kind of stuff, and that's kind of where his strengths are going to be. And me, I just do a little bit of everything. Mainly this right here, the Glassbreakers Guild and the DMing for these guys. A lot of stuff coming up though, so stick with us. Thank you all for being here with us, and we will catch you next time. Bye, guys. Oh yes, yes. We can. Let's see what we can do about raiding Ventros. If you are.
He's not up yet.
So once Ventress gets going, we will jump over and raid. If I can find.